Blackstone Audio presents Peggy Guggenheim, The Shock of the Modern, by Francine Prose. This book is read by Carrington MacDuffie. In writing about Peggy, it's important to listen to one's own instinct. Don't listen to critics. What do they know? What one should say about Peggy is simply that she did it, that no matter what her motivations were, she did it. Lee Krasner. I am not an art collector. I am a museum. Peggy Guggenheim. The Angel of the City. I begin to see Peggy Guggenheim as the last of Henry James's transatlantic heroines, Daisy Miller with rather more balls. Gore Vidal. The Peggy Guggenheim collection is visible from the water, from the private boats, and from the Vaporetto, the public ferry that crisscrosses the Grand Canal on its serpentine course through Venice. The museum is located in the Palazzo Venier dei Leoni, a palace that was begun in the 18th century and left unfinished, its construction interrupted some decades before the Napoleonic Wars. The white building, with its stone facade, is arresting, partly because it has only one story and is so unlike the tall, elaborate Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque palazzi that line the canal, and partly because something about its spare, slightly severe elegance makes it a bit difficult to place in time. Is it 18th century, neoclassical, or modern, an ancient Roman temple with a hint of the 1950s ranch house? For 30 years, it was where Peggy Guggenheim lived and where she installed one of the world's greatest collections of modern art. And it is where that art has remained since her death in 1979. Among the artists represented in the collection that she began to assemble long before the significance and value of their work was widely or fully recognized are Picasso, Pollock, Brancusi, Arp, Braque, Calder, de Kooning, Rothko, Duchamp, Ernst, Giacometti, Kandinsky, Klee, Leger, Magritte, Miro, Mondrian, Man Ray, Henry Moore, and Francis Bacon. It was Peggy's decision to place Marino Marini's 1948 bronze The Angel of the City, L'Agnello della Città, at the entrance to her home, front and center on the landing facing the Grand Canal, and nearly impossible not to notice if one is passing by boat. The bronze statue depicts a heavily simplified and abstracted horse and rider, reminiscent of Etruscan sculpture. The horse's neck and head are more or less parallel to the ground. The rider's body rises from the horse at a right angle. His arms are outstretched and flung open wide.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?